And
All right, what up, YouTube? It is Thursday, June 17th. I almost said January 17th.
uh,
That's life in lockdown. What is up, everyone? You're joined by myself, Nick Brunt, and my co-host Ian Conrad. This is the Hi There Show. Ian, what is up?
what's up, Nick? What's up, Internet?
What is up, Internet? Indeed. No,
Yeah,
really, what is up, Internet? I haven't like checked it all day.
nah, probably nothing interesting.
Probably nothing interesting. How was your week? You have any good experiences? How was your week in UX design?
I had some good experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Playing around with some new software,
Always an experience.
some looking at some new analytics stuff to try and map or look at those customer paths through the site, their journeys,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stuff. Have
Analyze.
you used Google Analytics in a while? Because for me, it's been a while since I've really dove into it,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's as analyticsy as ever. I'd
I
say that.
I'm lucky on that end where I plan to use it and I take the data later and I use it, but that's kind of where my show stops for the most part. It was
Hmm.
always pretty good. I like Google Analytics. I like looking at all my stats. You used to put that code on your site and then log in 5 minutes later and see that nobody's visited or
Pasting
that
that
you have
code
several times.
make that live code.
Make that live code. Well, of course, we're here at the Hi There Show, the show where we take your app ideas and, use our design magic to push them over the goalpost for you. Um, Last week we had a pretty good one. Google Weather.
Yeah, what was this idea from somebody on the interwebs?
This was pretty good. I think this was submitted by I should have wrote this down, and we will in the future. But I think it was user Belly Rubs 4208, which is my favorite username so far. So they came to us. Well, not us, more the internet, and we stole it.
Yeah,
But
they tossed their idea. I feel like they put their idea in a little bottle, like a note, and cast it out
yeah,
to sea, and
yeah,
we found it.
yeah, through like in the sea of data. I like that one.
Metaphorically, that's what happened. To
It'll
me.
com- it'll completely hold up in court after we make millions of dollars off of one of these apps. So, user Belly Rubs 4208 came to the internet with Google Weather, and their suggestion was somebody needs to come up with
I think we
a
made up the
weather
Thunder
app where you
Chase
can.
name, but yeah.
We did make up Thunder Chase, where you can go anywhere and get live footage and sounds of that area. So, footage was a little tough. We did come up with an idea. So, we had three options. I think we settled on option two. Option one was we're going to take every Google and Android enabled phone on Earth and they're going to spy on each other. So, if you want to listen into an area, you're going to be able to pick it up through there. Option two was using the Google Earth cars to sort of attach microphones across the landscape. So, in the same way that the Google Earth car drives around and takes pictures of everything to populate the street view in your Maps app, this one was going to fire microphones into the actual infrastructure of cities and towns. And those would be the things you could pick up on. That was my favorite.
I like, this is conceptual, of course, but the idea is there, and having microphones around everywhere, um, your own kind of microphone network instead of relying on the phones that are tapping into
Mm-hmm.
people's phones that are out there, kind of just it bypasses that kind of obstacle altogether and
Just
creates
all
like
together.
some it could create some new infrastructure. Probably has
A
all kinds of
mesh
uses.
of tiny self-powered Wi-Fi enabled microphones scattered across the earth. So you would have the street view experience, but it's also got audio now, which is pretty cool. Option three was a little boring, actually highly doable, but for a pitch that wasn't going to work for us. Um, the user was served webcam footage of an area, and then we overlaid that with soundscapes
Hmm.
pulled from YouTube. So we would just sort of guess based on some machine learning that that was a C, scene, and we would add music to it. Anyway, all that was boring. We went with option two. How did we do on market?
Well,
How did we? How did
uh,
that pitch go?
like the client was speechless. I think they're really their jaw was on the floor. I think they were immensely impressed. We're waiting to hear back, of course. There's a lot to process here. I'm feeling pretty
Yeah.
positive. I think they're they have some concerns that are kind of, I think a little bit of outside of our scope,
The
about.
legal team did sort of go into the firing of the microphones and sort of the personal and property damage that would take place, the kind of injuries and stuff that would happen. I mean, I see that as sort of legal red tape,
The legal team, yeah, they were exchanging a lot of glances. I'm just assuming
Hmm.
that that's every app has pages and pages of terms of service and stuff. So I'm assuming they were just getting the
Absolutely.
ball rolling a little bit, thinking ahead about just what would have to be in there for people to
Mm,
be agreeing to use this service.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's I think
I
they're
think we'll
okay.
get there. I really think that the turret mounted Google Maps cars are going to come around. So
When they're air
maybe we'll
powered and
check
air
back
is
in on this one.
environmentally friendly, it doesn't use any kind of gunpowder or combustion. There's no smoke
Right. It
or
was a compressed air
sound.
kind of thing. We
Yeah.
did actually go and research t-shirt cannons live on that episode
Hmm.
and came up with one that would actually work.
Yeah,
A
they're
Gatling thing.
they're
Oh,
powerful.
this was the
That's
Gatling gun.
yeah,
Okay,
that's
hold on.
real.
Quick,
I think
quick,
this
quick
is real.
aside. Yeah, this was a Gatling gun that's meant to shoot stress balls at sports games.
That's
And it's like, I almost don't know where it started. Was it like, we need to get stress balls out to people so bad? What's the fastest way we can do it? Or we own this big gun. What will fit in it that we can shoot at the audience? Anyway, um, that was a great pitch. It went really well. Obviously, Alphabet owns Google, Alphabet, the controlling corporation of Google. So we did meet with Sundar Pichai, the CEO there. Like Ian said, totally speechless. They told us well, I mean, they asked us to leave. So
I
we'll see how
think
that goes.
I kind of felt that maybe they were worried about what else we had, um, you know,
Right.
under the table for ideas that we might be coming for them. Like they we might be coming for to steal Google's lunch or whatever the term is when you
Right.
take their
What if,
business. Because it's like, who
what
are
if
these guys? Where
we
did they come from with this innovation? And where are they getting their ideas? They're probably watching us right now.
They are probably watching this stream right now. Hello, Google. Look, we may turn up one day with a fleet of t-shirt cannon enabled Hyundais to drive around the world and sort of do this for us. But then Google's going to be buying our data. They're going to be like, guys, we need that audio feed, and we'll sell it to them out of the backside. So I felt good about that one. We didn't get a chance to send it to the user who wrote it, which is something that we want to do on the show moving forward. So hopefully next week we'll have some user reactions.
Hmm. Yeah, I think they'll be pleasantly surprised at this, and
I would be
maybe I
totally
think I
surprised.
think they'll be able to help run with it too, and
Well,
deal
yeah,
with some of
maybe they
that.
can give us some feedback. Maybe that's the right way to approach them about it. Like, how, what do you think? What do you think of this? We're a design team. We're two professional designers with a ton of experience. Worked on a lot of websites, a lot of apps. Um, and look, we saw your idea and we wrote this document. What do you think?
Yeah, like you
Uh,
can have it. Take it
you
to
can have
take it
it.
on
Take
Dragon's
this.
Den, Shark Tank,
It's all
wherever.
you. It's all you, baby, until they take it seriously and get on Dragon's Den. That'd be the best. Or Shark Tank in Canada. This is probably a good chance to remind the users we're looking for your ideas. We want to design them for you. Collaborate with us. Be our client. Let us nurture your mind gold into an award-winning app idea, and reach out to us. The Hi There Show at gmail.com. That is the Hi There Show at gmail.com. Send us your app ideas. You can also check us on Twitter at what is it?
Hi there,
Hi There
tweets.
Tweets. Hi There Tweets. Because what else would we be doing there?
It's a Twitter account. That's what we do. Twitter.
It's what we do on there.
We tweet.
So get at us. Send us your ideas. Hit us up in chat as always. I should actually check chat just in
Yeah,
case.
we're in the chat. Hit us up.
We're
Send your
always in the chat.
ideas, your feedback. As we go, we're going. We got some. What do we got this
Do we
week?
have some new ideas? Let's write a pitch. Let's write a design pitch.
All right, what do we got? Oh,
You want to start? You got something? You got some bullets in the chamber there?
blank canvas here.
Sky's the limit. I don't know what we're gonna make tonight, but I feel like we're probably gonna be doing like an event apart next year, you know, on the
Uh,
talking circuit.
yeah, one of those shows.
Yeah, totally.
Oops. All right, what do we have for ideas? I found this one online. I'll give it credit to user.
Oh, this is gonna be a doozy.
Damas Cox? I don't know. That's supposed to be a sexual name or not. I'm just reading it. That's their name.
Hmm.
Anyway, they call this they call this Fog of War, an
Okay.
app with a real world map which you reveal as you travel on it. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. That sort of
Okay, so
reminds me
like
of like a video game. Let's call it. Let me see. You want to write my notes as I read this? So app of the real world map they reveal as you travel on it. So let's see what else they say about this. So there's a couple of comments here. Um, so they talk about, things like, I think, so it sounds like gamification of a map. I don't quite know what the
so
purpose of it, but it sounds like, I think it's supposed to be fun.
this does sound kind of fun though, because I feel like the only way to beat this game is to walk over the entire Earth.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm kind of thinking, yeah, you start in your own city, maybe you move to a new place,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, you can't even find your way around until or you can't find your way around until you've already explored it, is what it says.
Oh, see, there's a whole sort of dimension to this. So it's Google Maps essentially, but like it's not going to give you directions into a place. It's just the unknown.
It's like
You
an
know, the road
RP.
ends there.
Yeah, it's like an RPG where once you've walked across the map, it like uncovers it. That's what I'm taking from it anyway.
And then obviously you as a user, you're getting some sort of point value derived from how much of the globe you've covered, you know, the radius of your explored area.
Yeah, it'll show you if you've been. So one person's saying it's kind of like confirmation where you've been or not already, where you haven't been. So that's kind of cool. Shows you where you have and haven't been. Some technical concerns about running maps in the background. Sure, that's a concern. We'll take care of that. The developers will have to figure that out, I think.
This is a
I mean, the maps are working in the background all the time anyway, so it's obviously technically feasible. It might be a little hard on the old battery.
oh, I mean,
Batteries are cheap.
batteries are cheap. Lithium it's pouring out of the ground right now. It's everywhere. That dang stuff, you can't get enough of it. Um, this is I this is like an app idea that I actually want to play,
I feel like I
and
would play
I
it.
have no idea why. Could not tell you why. I guess there's some sort of like leaderboard, like local or like who am I competing with? Like, so I get a value. I've
Oh
cleared
yeah,
out the map of my city. I'm the king of Halifax.
some kind of value based on area. Could be its own units.
Yeah. And then maybe more, I mean, potentially more rural areas are worth more, or, you know, again, you could do a leaderboard thing where you're sort of like the king of Halifax because you've looked everywhere. You know, you've been in every nook and cranny. I can't hear your audio right now. Is that me?
Oh no, I had it muted because there's people yelling outside.
Oh yeah, that's life in
So
the city.
we didn't miss
That's you got to
much.
come over here to the suburbs.
Yeah, I know.
There's only married people yelling at each other. It's only really unraveled, stressed out married people yelling at each other.
Everyone's yelling somewhere. Oh, here's a cool idea. Part of it, a turf war, mafia kind of game. So you have like your friends join a team.
Oh.
Um, I don't know how that would work. You could
Well,
take over other people's turf, I guess. If you walk in the turf, it Okay, last person that visited owns the
This,
turf.
do you remember playing? Do you ever remember playing multiplayer Tony Hawk as a kid? And there was a mode called graffiti, and whenever you tricked off something, it turned a color.
Okay.
And somebody would have to come and do a higher value trick off of that obstacle, and it would turn their color.
Mm.
And at the end of the match, the team with the most color on their side wins. So maybe the turf war component is your painting area as you go. So I'm unveiling the map, but I'm also sort of spreading my team's pheromones as I go.
That yeah, I like it. Ooh, then it's like you run into like someone from an opposing team. Then what?
You have to fight.
You have to physically find them and fight them.
You have to physically find them and fight them, yeah.
That's
Because
some,
if you do and you win, then you get their area.
all of it,
All of it.
and their team knows that they got beat.
Yeah, it tells them. This is halfway an amazing game. Also, you should be in danger somehow, like when you're in an area that's undiscovered.
Yeah, there has to be an element of. I like with the other people, the rival gangs, factions. Kind of like a cyberpunk war.
Oh, that's cool.
Factioning.
Faction tribes, sort of high-tech teens, you know, sunglasses. They've got little like blinking things on the side of their head that they touch.
Yeah.
They interface with it, you know. I love it. I could actually talk about that all night because that's
The
halfway a game.
the more we talk about it and do some fake research, the more fun it sounds.
Yeah, some of that
Better
more
than me.
fake research. I mean, we should almost have a disclaimer at the beginning of the show that's like, look, we're professional designers. Normally, design takes a lot of research and time and effort and budget, and we're not going to do that because this is a live show. So these post-it notes count as, I don't know, 2 months worth of discovery sessions.
Yeah, you know, we've got 2 hours to make some research and make up some stuff, but it's all for your viewing pleasure.
Hey, I have a question from one designer to another, one web designer, UX guy. Have you ever planned a discovery session and gotten it all ready and then worried that everyone thinks it's way too much because they're not familiar with UX and the process?
Yes, I have. I've even done the sessions and people have thought they were way too much. My
I have
greatest
had,
fear was realized.
and it wasn't
That's
so
okay.
bad when you realize like nobody's engaged and they don't give a shit, and you're like, okay, maybe you don't give a shit, and
Maybe,
that's fine too. That's what we're here to
yeah, maybe I've
ascertain.
discovered that I can make whatever I want.
Yeah, yeah, I've discovered you're not
I've
going to
dis-
provide any copy or direction or images or photography, and I'm going to write all of your copy, and you're going to thumbs up it, and it's going to go at the fucking door. Happened more than once.
This is the discovery session, whether you participate or not.
Yeah, everyone
this
get in
is it.
Nero and be sad together if that's what we need to do. But I feel like, well, I've checked the boxes. I facilitated this meeting. You know, hopefully you did a good job.
I think so.
I am using
That's
Big Jim.
the job. It's not. You did what you can, right?
That's the job.
That is the job. Do you have any more fun ideas?
I do. I have one right here. This comes from Reddit user Swam Girl. Swam Girl. Because she be swamming. I'm all over that. I have much love for Swam Girl. Swam Girl is wondering if we can make an app that verifies COVID vaccinations among friends and lets the user know if they've been participating in a group known for risky behavior. So, I mean, this is some like deep throat, you know, Cold War era snitching, Watergate kind of thing.
Was it the Stasi? They're kind of like the spies that were kind of just regular people. Do I have that right? Or that were kind of mixed and mingling around, reporting you? Yeah,
that sounds amazing. That's exactly what this is. So you're going to hang out with your very good friends. So you've had a dinner, like you've planned dinner. Everyone's getting vaccinations. It's time to hang out again. You're so excited to connect, and your neighbors come over to try some of your delicious homemade carbonara that you spent hours doing, and your app goes off and it goes, whoa, hold on, these people are a little filthy with their COVID behaviors.
Ooh.
They're risky.
Uh-oh.
And that's obvious. That's really compelling. These people are my good friends, and now I have an app that's telling me that they're, of the infected bunch.
So they're not vaccinated?
I mean, who knows?
They're not
Again,
verified.
I want an app that verifies COVID vaccinations among friends and lets the user know if they've been participating in groups known for risky behavior. So, I mean, maybe I want to know, like, are you verified with your vaccination? Are you not? What have you been up to? I want a full report on what my friends have been doing and what their friends have been doing.
Risky behavior. Is that like Facebook groups about QAnon?
Yeah, I think that should count. I mean, if you're in a Facebook group for QAnon, I think I might be, because I find it fascinating to read posts
That's
from
the thing,
those people.
though. I also enjoy it to an extent.
I think the algorithm thinks I might be a crazy person because I like to check in on crazy people and see what they're into. Like, like QAnon, or like gang stalking people.
Maybe it's right.
Or
I don't know.
Wouldn't that be so great if like a spaceship landed and out comes QAnon, whoever that is? I think they figured that out.
Yeah, there's been talk about a certain person.
I think it's fairly safe. It's statistically safe to say that if you're in a Facebook QAnon group, you're anti-vax, or like you can't be trusted. You can't.
If you're there to actively participate and serious, then yeah, that is some risky behavior that would go along with this COVID vaccine. So this is among friends, though. What the heck does that mean?
I mean, I think that, to me, that says it's anonymous, because like your friends aren't going to sign up for that, are they? Or maybe it's like a COVID vaccination passport, but for like a dinner party. It's like you need to take a picture of like your jab and post it to my account, and then I'll verify it, and then you're allowed to come over. Do we have any good comments in here? What is the comments saying? First highest rated comment, then find better friends. That's fair. I mean, I think we could say that to everyone.
I mean, hey.
Someone did point out that this exists in Canada. Sort of. There is an app in Canada that was not very well adopted, I would say.
Do they mean the passport, the vaccine? Is there a vaccine app? Because we have that tracing app or whatever.
There's a tracing app, yeah. So that would tell you if your friends are like, gross or whatever, because they had been exposed or been around other people that were exposed. There was a lot of problems with that app. Like, it worked on this Bluetooth medium that was relatively new, so only newer devices could use it, which is a problem because COVID disproportionately affected more vulnerable sets of society, which are way less likely to have a device in that range. Like,
yeah,
as you slide down sort of the economic scale, it's older and older and more hand down devices. So I don't think it was wrong, but it was certainly like, to think that everyone in Canada was going to be able to use this app was silly.
Yeah.
And they did it over Bluetooth. I think they should have used NFC or whatever.
Oh, what is it even called? Yeah, NFC.
I think it's NFC, near field communications, because the effective range on NFC is like 3 millimeters or something.
Oh, well, yeah, that wouldn't do anything then.
Well, unless you bumped into them.
I suppose.
Unless you touch them. Hey, you fucking bumped into someone and they're gross.
Ooh, you'd have to be.
They got that COVID.
That's
yuck.
real close.
That's real close. You got COVID, girl. Sorry, I'm back. I was lost in a world of really wanting this app. Facebook QAnon groups, etc. Find better friends.
I mean, hey, that could be a feature. Vaccinated people near you.
Maybe it could be like an NFC thing where you have to tap phones to link.
Yeah, because
Like
I'm assuming the
pudding.
purpose is like I want to know between my friends, but I don't want this to have I don't want everyone to have access to my vaccination status. It's like selective maybe.
I need a cough button. I just inhaled something.
It's
Okay,
probably the
what if the whole
corona.
thing is NFC, right? It probably is the Rona. I made fun of it too much. What if it is NFC and you have to bump my phone?
That
Like,
could
so
work.
you come over to my house for dinner and you bump my phone and it goes, it rings in red and it's like, no way, this person hasn't been doing what they should be.
Yeah. And it shows you what groups you've been looking at too. Maybe it sends you a
NFC bump
Facebook message.
verification. Wasn't that a thing at some point? You could like bump phones to
But
exchange contact information.
yeah,
Which is funny because this is one of those post-COVID things that you realize now where it's like, can you take your phone, which is the dirtiest device, the dirtiest, most personal device you own, and rub it in with the oils and the skin flakes and whatnot from my disgusting phone?
yeah.
I can't believe that.
With
It's
all
like
my
birthday cakes. Can you imagine that before COVID, people used to just blow all over the food that everyone would eat?
Yeah, maybe we can stop with the blowing on the food.
You probably don't need to blow on the
Maybe
food.
the new
Just
normal can include a couple of things. We can keep a couple things. The
Mhm.
distance, the lineups where we're 6 feet apart, I could stay on that.
No, yeah. The
We don't need to throw it all away.
no, it's pretty good. Going to buy a case of beer and you wait in line, which waiting in line sucks, but everyone's distant. Then when you go in, the whole store is empty. It's like this personal experience. I would wait in line for a personal experience at any store.
It's about at the end of the day, yeah, your in-store experience is good and quick. There's no lineups inside. So,
But hold on, I wanna just quickly let's
rough.
put a pin in that. Let's synergize some of our ideas here. Um,
Synergy.
virtual birthday candle, right? So you don't want to blow out your cake candles anymore because of the Ronus.
Okay. I'm with you.
So it would be animated candle graphic. User blows in mic.
Oh, cool.
No, hold on. I mean, this isn't going to make any money. We need more hooks. Let's add some more steps in here. User invites friends to candle lobby.
Yeah, everyone's gonna download an app. Like,
Yeah.
oh crap, but it's my birthday. You have
Yeah.
to.
It's $2.99. Look,
It's my
it's
birthday
guys, it's my
wish.
birthday. You can't shell out $2.99 for this virtual birthday candle. So I'm gonna invite everyone into a lobby there. User invites friends to candle lobby. Host initiates countdown. Typing live on YouTube is the worst thing in the world. I could do this all night long and talk about ideas and stuff, but typing real words is for some reason terrifying.
It's too bad there's not
User
like a
invites friends to candle
delay.
lobby. Host initiates countdown and animated candle graphic shows. Countdown happens. User blows in mic hole
Mic
on
hole.
device on your mic hole. All participants are notified via app and notification that the candle has successfully been blown out. Right?
Yes, notifications are important. Why can't I put this get emoji? There we go. I don't think I can type while you're typing.
All users are offered the opportunity to share candle results through myriad social site options. I mean, I feel like that's a pretty complete look at what that app would be.
I kind of like it. Good way to make some extra cash.
You know, make some extra cash, fix a problem. Fix a problem that's come up through this whole COVID thing and make it sort of a sadness app for your birthday candle. Okay, I had to pound that out really quickly because for whatever reason that seemed funny. Do you have any more ideas? You're like, no, man, I hate the show.
More,
I
really?
didn't look up anything. I hate
More
doing
ideas?
this.
Well, pretty fun one here.
Okay.
We can riff off, to complete it, get ourselves up to a nice square 4 ideas.
I'll let you describe that. I'm just gonna go mute for uno momento
It's
here.
called, well, by user Naria Zach. They say an app like Pokemon Go, but you take pics of animals and people can use them to find their missing pets. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Let's unpack this for a second here.
First
First
this
off,
is a deep one.
Pokemon Go, for anyone that isn't familiar, is an app about Pokemon. If you don't know what Pokemon are, it doesn't matter. They're pocket monsters. They're little animation things.
They're little
Run
animation
around
things,
and
and
you have to
you
find them.
you have to find them. You're looking at a real map, so you're looking at a representation of the real map of the world through Google Maps, and
You're walking around your neighborhood.
you're walking around your neighborhood, and Pokemon exist in static places in the world, and you walk around looking at your phone until you find them, and you gotta catch them all. Everyone knows what Pokemon Go is, isn't it? They made like $10 billion or something ridiculous off that thing.
That's our due diligence.
Yeah, I guess that's so. We get to apply that concept of walking around the real world and collecting these monsters to helping people find lost pets.
Yeah, so now it's interesting.
It's
So they
it's
say
definitely
it would be nice to
interesting.
have an app where you could upload pictures of all the animals you see, with and without owners, because everyone likes to take dog pics. So it seems like there's a split here. They've already got scope creep. This is a bad sign. You would be able to exhibit them in your profile, tag them, species, breed, color, for instance. And also they would be visible in a map. Cool. That would make searching for missing pets easier. Okay, so blah, 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 filter by the tags and the pics.
Yeah, like if my dog's lost, I'm not going to want to see lost cats. I get that.
Yeah.
Unless
So
you're like in the market for a cat.
seems like a dual purpose thing where it's about taking pictures of pets that you see.
I mean,
some issues with that. And then, yeah, people can, if they're missing a pet, they can go and check and see if someone's taken a picture of it.
well, right off the bat, I would say to make something like this effective, you're going to have to go ahead and take a picture of every animal that you see.
You're going to need a lot of photos.
But I mean, that's what it's about. Like, I mean, you're not going to be safe, you know? You're not going to be helpful unless you get a picture of every animal and collect them all. So, I guess like Pokemon Go where you walk around and find them, this is more like you're finding them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't exist and they're there to be found. It's like you're hunting these animals wherever they may be.
Yeah, are you just collecting them? You just like pictures and then it's on a map?
Yeah, like what if I take a picture of the same dog in my neighborhood twice because I think that it might be stolen by the people who don't, look like its owners? Is that count as 2 uploads? Or are we going to have some machine learning in place so that the AI can go, wait a second, you've already collected this dog.
Oh, yeah, we can't have dupes. No, you're right.
No dupes.
That's cheating.
Yeah. Well, it could be confusing too, because you're out there every day taking a picture of every animal that you see to participate in the Lost Pet Pokemon Go. If there's 50 entries for a border collie, that's not going to be very helpful. Hey, I just noticed this little part the curtain YouTuber insider info. Okay. When we connect via this camera stream that we have going between you and I, it tells me when you're on air,
Where?
like in my interface. So like when you hit go live this evening when we started the show, I get a little icon on my screen that says on air.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
That's really neat.
What a great experience.
What a great experience for this free product I'm using. OBS.Ninja, actually a very, very cool free tool for people who are YouTubing. Anyway,
Shout out to OBS.Ninja. All right, well, we got a few ideas here. I like more than one of these. What do we pick for today? Do we mull it? Do you have any? Oh, we got the Pokemon Go thing.
Lost Pad Pokemon Go is pretty funny. It would also be fun to do an interface for, although we did do a mapping thing last week.
That's true.
Fog of War is cool, but maybe very big to map out in 2 hours.
It's
Like
also
we'd
a
have to.
Too.
It's also a map. Are all apps just maps? I'm Googling to find out.
Of
I'm
apps
like,
are. So
I'm like
that
frantically
narrows
looking.
it down.
Fog of War is tremendously cool, but I don't know if we could get the whole scope of what that thing does.
Well, let's put that in what we call the
garbage.
Yeah, I like to call it the idea bin.
Okay.
The special...
Maybe we could like relegate an area in this big file, right?
We could come back to it, maybe. I don't want to throw it in the incinerator. You know.
I'm trying to make a. Are we going? Well, I'm making a bin. I'm making a bin right now.
Oh,
I think if you zoom out, you'll see it, right? So I'll just put that in the bin. But pat it a little bit. Just we'll keep you there. We'll get to you. Virtual birthday candle. That's too simple of an experience. We also did a lobby last week, so let's get that guy in there. Fan of app ideas.
All right.
It's be worth money.
I think by process of elimination. COVID. It's topical.
Do you want to do the?
I kind of do.
That's topical. That's fun.
It's
do you want to do that one?
It's got some privacy concerns. It's hot. It's a hot button topic.
Oh, it's very hot right now. People cannot stop talking about that COVID.
The corona. I mean, I'm a privacy guy, I think. I don't take a strong issue to the notion of telling people if I'm vaccinated or not.
I wouldn't mind have sort of like a symbol, maybe even tattooed on my face to let everyone know.
Yeah, maybe like a colored letter that I can strap on my arm.
Like a Scarlet C.
The Scarlet C. Letter. I was thinking Scarlet Letter, not like war prisoner.
I think the Scarlet Letter was a Scarlet A.
It was,
and they would put it on the arm of adulteresses. Because that was back in the day when only women got in trouble for some reason for like 200 years.
It was only women?
Well, apparently so.
The patriarchy. What are we going to do with them?
Let's do the COVID app. I really do think that we should do Lost Pet Pokemon Go some evening or even on an after hours because that's...
Yeah, we might need a little more time for it, but that's okay. Now that we've got it hashed out. Not hashed out, but we have a bullet point for it.
All right, well, we're rolling up. We're steamrolling into the halfway mark here. Again, we want to work on your ideas. Get at us. Tweet us. Do all the things. You can reach out to us at thehithereshow@gmail.com or on Twitter at HiThereTweets. Send us all your cool app ideas so we can spend a whole episode making one of them. We would absolutely love that. You can also hit us up in chat. You can do all those things. But I think for now, we're going to take a break and then come back and design the COVID Cold War app.
That's it. We got 1 hour. I think we can do it. Sure.
I think we can do it. We can write a pitch. I don't know what we're going to do. We'll journey map
a... We're not going to ram it out yet.
We're just going to journey map some sentiments and site map a wireframe or whatever. Like, it'll be good.
Yeah, we're gonna put some flesh on the bones.
Oh, flesh on the bones. Ooh, that gave me tingles. I want to use that next week.
It's all yours.
Listen, guys, We're almost there. We've worked hard on this project for months, but we just need that little bit of extra effort to get the meat on the bones,
Time
to
to
get
start,
the
yeah, fleshing this thing out.
flesh it right out.
Well,
All right,
that's right. Yeah. All right,
let's
back
go
in
on break.
yeah, we'll be back in 5. Let's get a little brain refresh, and we're gonna design this puppy.
This beast.
All right, see you in a few.
Bye.
And we are back,
We are
everybody.
back from break.
All right, are you
That's
refreshed,
it. We're
Nick?
just back.
I for,
I'm
are
refreshed.
you ready to
I
switch
did.
switch gears into
I did.
design mode?
I splashed some cold water on my face. I get all revved up. I did sort of like a Rocky montage. I got a hoodie because it's
Uh-huh.
cold.
Okay, nice.
It's
It
cold in
is
my
cold.
basement. It is
It's not
cold.
hot.
Once that sun goes, bud, she's gonna get cold. So we're back. We have an app we're making. I'm gonna take our idea bucket. I don't know if it's on screen. I'm just gonna move it over here.
It ain't on screen. Yeah, we have a bucket of ideas now, so it's growing. If you want your idea in that bucket,
Get it
leave
in
it in the
there,
comments.
because
Throw it
I
in.
really do think we're gonna have a night where we just don't have any good ideas, or we haven't. There's nothing around, and we will pick it
We're gonna have to
from the
pick one out of the
bucket.
bucket. It's happening, folks. You know it is. So our idea for this week, we're making a sort of like a vaccine passport, but it's more of an unofficial one, a way to verify COVID vaccinations among friends and warn of risky content that those friends might have been consuming online that may make you a little bit wary about wanting to see them in person. We're creating lots of divides, and the new normal is going to be chock full of divides
It divides
between
I,
friends and families.
between friends and families.
We're not out of the
And
woods yet.
we're not out of the woods yet, but it's like we always say here at the Hi There Show: when you see a rift, you're gonna drive a stake into it, and that's what being disruptors is all about.
Yeah, and there's an app for that. Haha, remember that? Remember that old
Oh,
chestnut?
that old one. Do you remember that app that was like I'm so rich and it cost like $1,000?
Yeah, I think someone
And it
bought
was
it.
just and someone bought it and it was all it said was I'm rich. Anyway, that was an app. That was the early App Store days. That's what
Yep.
Apple approved that.
We're gonna make not we're making an app that isn't gonna be the worst app ever made.
And so I was thinking like in terms of terminology, like a vaccine passport would be the macro, right? So we're looking at micro passports, asking users to create their own micro passport so that when you're going to a dinner party, you're going to be able to verify it on the spot.
I like the use case of a dinner party. I think is good. I'm gonna write that down, and we can maybe we can run with that as we kind of build out this.
That'll be the
user
use case.
journey.
That'll be our one use case. So your friends are coming over from a dinner party. Let's just go back to what the user was saying. This again was from user Swam Girl on Reddit. Again, thank you, Swam Girl. We're going to be in touch soon after this episode. An app that verifies COVID vaccinations among friends and lets the user know if they've been participating in groups known for risky behavior. So if they're out there, being loose with their COVID protocols. As the host of a dinner party. All right, yeah, okay. Get
As
into
a host
that.
of a dinner party,
I'm gonna start. I'll try and start labeling some of this stuff.
If my friends participating in content that I deem to be risky,
well,
dirty,
I think that
or filthy.
yeah, just so filthy, That's what I want to know about my friends. I think that there's online content, but I think that there's also a sort of GPS component to this.
Oh man.
Where have you been?
Yeah, have you been to that anti-masker rally?
Mm-hmm.
Freedom. Have you been to a freedom rally?
Right. Anything labeled as a freedom rally.
It's a trap. You're on a list now.
Oh, well, our list. I mean, the amount of data that we're going to have to soak up to understand what your friends are doing at all times is going to be immense. But it's worth it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. When people say, data, when people talk about data, you need to suck up a lot of data, you know, they're not wrong. There is a lot of data. And then when people say, now you're on a list, quote, it's like, no, really, you are on a list.
Yeah, you're on a list. Do you have an Air Miles card?
A
And
literal
you paid with
list.
debit? You're on a list.
You're on so many lists.
So, host of a dinner party. I want to know if my friends are vaccinated. If my friends have defied my wishes for them to be vaccinated. Like, I
Hmm.
want sort of a contentious tone to some of this because I feel like it is a combative situation. Like, I've invited you over to my house and you told me you were vaccinated and now you're not.
It's already getting kind of tense. Yeah. It's,
So, what's a good next step here?
what's the first step in this? So let's say we're hosting a dinner party. What's our step one?
Planning the party. So, wait, maybe not. Hold on. A user creates a profile, and through that profile, they verify themselves as vaccinated. So they've done that work. But maybe that's important to you.
Yeah, how do they even get started on this? I want this ding. Where's the idea emoji? Where's the thinking emoji? Oh, this one.
I got a light bulb.
Huh.
Oh,
Huh.
I'd like to have an event in this post-COVID world,
Come on.
but I'm worried that people aren't going to get their dang vaccines.
Yeah, that's exactly the dilemma.
Hey, how do you feel about people calling it the jab?
I'm glad you brought that up because I personally am not into that one.
Okay,
I
good.
think
Thank you.
it's very personally it makes me cringe a lot. I
Yeah, I
got
feel
the
like
jab. No, it's a needle.
outside
I
of the
don't want to get a
UK,
jab. I don't like it.
no, don't
I don't
jab
want to
me
get
with it. I
jabbed.
need
I
you
don't want
to
to get
gently glide
poked
it
or
into my dermis.
stuck.
I'd like to host a dinner party, but I'm concerned that my close friends are conducting themselves in the COVID shadows.
Hmm. COVID's all caps, just because. COVID
Yeah,
shadows and
unvaccinated. Yeah. Yep.
or we want to know some stuff. Really, we want to have a safe. We want peace of mind at our dinner party.
Yes. Okay. You could almost name that slide this, but yes. I have a need, and now I'm planning the event. I'd like to host a dinner party, but I'm concerned. So perhaps the next step is discovery of the app. Are we writing this from the perspective of someone who's never used our app before?
They're starting up. Yeah, we'll have to figure out the marketing side, but let's say they turn to our app as the solution.
So, um, app discovery. These little titles are the types of things that I ache on in a planning document long after they're gone.
Oh yeah, you gotta
Let's just say, let's go literal and say discovering the app.
Okay, because planning the event's gonna come later too. Setting up event, no, that's what we'll have later. Let's stick to one step at a time.
I heard that there's an app that allows me to identify and punish.
That's a key.
Friends who are unvaccinated or otherwise partaking in unsafe COVID play. I've heard there's an app that allows me to identify and punish friends who are unvaccinated. Because I mean, we will get to that. I've been mulling around the idea of like like sort of a cut them out of your life feature.
Okay.
You know, you might have more. But how are you accessing emojis here?
I hit the function
How do I
key,
emoji it?
or if you hit the function or that globe key on your keyboard.
Function.
The fun key.
It's just making S's. All right, but we need a guy like going like, oh, I've heard there's an app.
Yeah, I'll get it. I'm getting better at my emojis.
Emotion graphics, emotion G's.
And this guy's pretty cool. Pretty
Wow,
satisfied.
he's feeling good.
There's a lot
He's
of
feeling
negative
good.
emotions. Hard to. We thought there's a billion emojis, and I can't express myself.
I guess that's true. There's a billion emojis, and like 3 of them are smiling or doing things that are like smiling adjacent. I'm vaccinated, otherwise unsafe. I mean, you could draw this out into myriad steps, and because then you would download the app and sign up.
Yeah, how do you prove? How do you prove?
So I think that the hook here, the way to get other people into it, is that when you make an event, you can invite other people to the app.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like, hey, invite. Maybe it's not inviting. No, I don't think you're planning an event. I think you can invite people to use the app.
Yes. Yeah, you're inviting people to use the app because you're eventually going to want to see it. The status. Yeah. Okay. So that's how you'll get people on. How do you prove what's our qualifications or verification process?
Well, I mean, in a proper world where there's open data protocols and all medical information is freely available, that should be no problem, right?
Well, I don't know how it works elsewhere, but here in Nova Scotia, we got a sort of like a kind of official looking web page. Like I have a thing, I have a proof of vaccination in my email. It's a web page.
I do too. Is there any kind of identifying number there, perhaps?
Do some real research. Digital immunization record, so it's not a vaccine passport.
I don't think that there's an identifying number with it. Like there's no, like a barcode or a serial number would be pretty cool. I was actually into our local vaccination website here today, trying to reschedule my second shot for ASAP.
Second shots are out?
They're making them more available to age groups as they go down. So I was like, but what if I just go to the site and say like, hey, can I just have one? You know, is there any protocols in place stopping me from doing that?
Can I get mine? I have to get my
What if I
card.
just had one?
I can't. I need my health card to log in.
The last 4 digits.
Yeah.
Just guess.
Can't be that many options. Yeah, let's get our phone in here.
I'm getting the phone in here, yeah.
Yeah, get that phone in there. The journey.
I mean, you should keep journeying. I'm just going to start to flesh some of this out. I think it's a pretty simple interface, and I think we're talking about using NFC. So you would actually bump, or near field communication rather. So your guests would actually come into your dinner party and they would have to bump your phone.
Yeah, and that's kind of
see if they passed or not.
And that's sort of the consent aspect of it. I guess saying it's okay for you to tell me, or it's okay for you to know my vaccination status.
Well, I mean, I think, yeah, if you didn't download the app and you didn't verify yourself, well, like, you can get the hell out of my dinner party. You know, you're not going to get to
you ain't
eat these delicious, you know, moosh sort of fusion things I'm doing this weekend. It's not a big deal, but you don't get them.
Not for you. No way. I am sorry.
Have you ever had Asian infused tacos before? It's really good.
I might have had them from like a good food experience.
Ah, good
A good
food.
food experience. It's good.
Hey, what should we name this company?
I don't know.
What do we do? Food? Oh, I don't know. What about like good food?
Yeah, people like to eat good food. You
Well, it's similar.
think
I
they would
mean,
go for that?
I followed a similar marketing plan for my helicopter company, and it's just called Great Helicopters.
Yeah, they sound like they're really great. Better than
They're
good helicopters.
it's very good. We're the first on-demand helicopter company actually on the internet. It's fascinating. You wouldn't think people should just be able to buy helicopters over the internet, but you know, you can. Sort of like how you can rent a U-Haul truck whenever you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just anyone
Like
can
that
get a
time,
truck.
like that time you and I rented a U-Haul truck in our 20s and almost died.
Yeah, a few times.
That was a Penske truck.
It was a Penske. I guess we were Penske material, barely.
Barely. I think we were about 5 minutes away from the place that we rented it from, and they called your phone and said somebody complained that you're driving dangerously. Oh, but like, it's a huge truck. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, like it's kind of. I feel like this is on the adult that rented this out to me.
Well, did you think I took any sort of training for this before?
Yeah, you know how easy it is to get a driver's license. You just yeah, you know what this sign? Yeah, that's a stop sign and that's a yield sign. It's like, all right, here's the keys. Good luck. You're 16? Yeah, that's a yield sign. You're right. Motoring. Get behind that wheel. Everybody.
Do it. They're free this weekend. On now, this weekend at Penske Vehicles, just take one out for a spin. All right, let me see that passport. Baby. All right, what kind of interface would this thing have? What does it actually need to do? There's like a scan mode, like
Yeah, there
like a
needs to be
Shazam mode where you're
yeah.
scanning.
Yeah, there needs
So
to be
that's
yeah, there needs to be some kind of like share my status mode, and then there needs to be like viewing that status. I guess you could look at your own status and then other people's status, and then you need that. What are we gonna call that when that happens?
so
Like
the verification process.
yeah, the bump.
I think the bump could almost come from like say we just had like similar to Shazam, you just have a button. And that button's inherent to your experience. And as soon as you open the app, it's ready to scan. So you open it up, you hit the button, you're holding the button.
I like it. That's
And then
perfectly simple.
your friend bumps your phone. Okay, hold on.
It's almost
we're
like
probably
there's
gonna
only
need
there's
like
only like a couple different states then. There's like you have to enter your info. So you
yeah,
have to
you
enter
have your info.
and then what? You then you basically have like bump. Oh, then we need like an alerts section that's coming up.
Oh,
Or
like
like
notification. Yeah.
that's the other side. That's another flow.
Okay.
I don't want to jump. I don't want to jump too far ahead.
Yeah, I don't want to take away from your journey mapping. Like I want to sort of do this in tandem with your UX stuff. I'll do front end. You do, you know, all that stuff that we make up and charge money for.
Yeah, the stuff that you just kind of
UX. It's, I mean,
UX design. Well, you see, the users love a good experience.
the users want the app to work and they want it to do the things that they're looking for it to do. We should hire a team to look at this. Oh, you did research on our app before the redesign. What did the research say? It said that your current app just is awful. It's bad. Doesn't work. It's no good. Nobody likes it. That's why you're here paying me to redesign it for you. If it was good, I don't think we'd be having this conversation.
All signs point to a redesign.
You know, we
Happens
weren't.
that that's what I do for a living.
I was saying
Your
we don't
app
need
is
to
ill.
redesign this. These people don't need to spend money on this. But then we did the research and whoopsie daisies, full redesign and a re-engineering, total new back end. Scrap what you had.
Yeah, we might want to re-platform this. I got a buddy that gives me kickbacks. I mean, is great. That can be
Yeah.
on the dev side of things.
Also, it needs to be Drupal.
Ooh, that sounds expensive and
Or
proprietary.
it needs to be IBM's proprietary language Domino.
Wait, is that real?
That's real.
Domino.
If you could program Domino,
If one, is it called that? Is it like if one thing goes wrong, it just takes down the whole system, like a
it's
bunch of dominoes?
there's like
Sounds like
actually really
enterprise software.
it's one of those languages that's like rare enough that if you're good at it, you can make a mint because they have to have you. Nobody else gets it. All right, I spent 5 minutes making a notification icon, so that's good. That's good content. Making it in a different app.
Oh no, that's perfect. Bing a bing. Oh, I like it. A bing a bing bing.
It's not very good.
Microsoft Bing.
Microsoft Bing. I always get porn. Always. I don't think there's anything you can search on Bing that doesn't result in an amount of porn.
Is that their angle?
I don't know. It's almost like people learned how to exploit Bing, and then Bing was just like, I don't know.
Whatever.
We're Bing.
Hey, we have a purpose. I'm just
That's
happy
Bing,
about that.
guys.
We gotta bing it up.
So we have a scan button here. So that's sort of like your Shazam button. Anyone who's used Shazam, you open the app, there's a huge button in the middle, and as soon as you hold it, it begins doing it.
That's cool. And your friend would open their app and they would see the same thing. Yeah. And you have to activate scan.
So I need a user icon. I need a list icon. Because so I've got a navigation bar down in the bottom there, and I think that needs to be like access to my user profile. Actually, the nav bar feels like a weird place to access your profile, but we're just gonna go with it for now, I guess.
That's fine for now.
I would never expect to edit my own settings through a link on the main navigation. That would usually come in the upper left, or it's part of a hamburger or something like that.
This is a concept. We're kind of doing the information architecture on the fly because we've got like half an hour. It's all good. This is how things get built. This is how the best products in the world start.
Every one of them. I always love that concept where it's like, yeah, it's just a bunch of dudes in a room and it's a bunch of people. And they had ideas and they made them and now they're all millionaires. And it's like, nah, man, that took like 10 years of their life. My passport, probably not a user icon, but again, we'll go with it. Do we have lists of like good people versus bad people? Do we record every scan we do? Maybe scan history?
Yes. Scan history. That'll be useful. Up and judge.
What I really want to get to is the
nefarious content.
What happens when you beat people? When you bump? When you do the micro passport bump?
Some kind of cool animation.
Oh yeah, it's like a Judge Judy tier graphic that's like fuck you.
Judging. Some like gavels.
Yes,
CG
they
gavels.
sort of come in. And that's what happens on your phone
It'll
when you
kind of
have an
be like,
unsuccessful scan.
I kind of feel like there's this fun moment of anticipation there that we
Right?
kind of want to capitalize on.
Like, loot boxes do this in video games. This is like a little UI thing, but they want to keep those purchases exciting, right? Like when you buy a loot box in a video
Okay.
game.
Yeah.
So to augment that, they always have like these really sort of satisfying animations.
That's what
You
we
know,
want.
so like the treasure chest slams down on the table and the camera swivels and there's a bunch of bassy noises and then it creaks open and you can see what you paid your money for in your loot box or whatever.
Oh, that's
So
fun.
maybe we can
That's
glean
fun.
from that sort of like a heavy, weighty sort of like you've been judged.
Yes.
So we're gonna have to hire an animation team, like at least 2 or 3 CG people, obviously working on this thing.
Yeah, that's good. We should start like just, even if it's just in our head, just kind of making note of all the people we're gonna need for this.
Oh, huge teams.
Big teams, yeah. Lots. This stuff gets under the hood. This stuff gets pretty intense. I'm just.
Should we have like a blacklist? Like maybe there's a list of people that you definitely want to avoid, or maybe there's a good list of people.
Permanently banned, permanently good. Yeah. How do we want to position that?
Verified good, verified evil.
Yeah, maybe once you're on that list, like it's like harder to get off of that list. Like it means something. Like it's whether it's good or bad.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know.
Like it's a weighted system. I mean, I think we're talking to get into points. But like, what if this app was sort of also a tool to understand, you know, how long until these people are back in my life?
Oh, that's good.
You know, like if they're
Like a timeout.
yeah, like you need to sort of dig your way out through subsequent, like maybe positive scans. After 3 positive scans, you're able to get on the good list again.
Mm-hmm. Some social incentives of some sort.
Yeah. I'm Google imaging a checkmark icon because I'm lazy. No, I should just make it. Just make it, bruv.
Just make that. Just make a little check. A little checky. Risky
Oh,
content alert.
it's just a little chick.
A little cheek mark.
Oh, it's just a little check mark there on the app. Users will see that and they'll think, wow, I've been accepted.
Oh, been accepted. That's nice.
It's really not fun to mimic accents.
Not. I thought it was okay to do New Zealand. I thought that they were
I
like
feel like
special.
New Zealand's okay, is it not?
Yeah, that's
They had that show. What was that show called? Murray?
Flying Concords.
Yeah. What's that show called? The funny redhead guy. I saw him in a commercial recently. Reese Darby.
Yeah.
He was just in some like Fidelity insurance commercial, and he's like, "Get your car checked." It's like, that's great.
Remember me?
Oh, I was on TV once. Frame ungroup. I mean, I have 4 top level sections here so far. That's probably a lot. I wouldn't want to do 5.
5's pushing it. You know, that's the maximum I think that Apple says is cool. It's kosher, you know. What they want you to be doing.
I have a little trivia here for you, a little UX trivia.
Ooh, fun.
What is the I don't want to say smallest. What's the required size of a button to be considered accessible on mobile?
Whoa, 40 pixels?
36.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
I was close. 36. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a good little number. Like if this icon can be 36 by 36, I can say for sure that it's tappable. I
You could make
now
the touch target 36 by 36, probably.
that, that's a good
Even if the
point.
picture wasn't that size, although then it would be small to see.
I've been saying this for I don't know the entire time that you and I have known each other in our careers, but um, I totally forget what I was going to say. I just went blank, man. Oh, distribute. Oh, I found it. Tidy up. Instead of distribute in Figma, they call it tidy up.
No, just give it a little tidy. Tidy could mean a lot of different things though. It just
Well,
like
it's kind of nice. What it does is if you select like a series of groups on a line, it'll distribute them evenly between each other.
mhm.
Like, so if your shit's all fucked up, you can. If
My
your
shit's
shit's all fucked up, I
my
just forgot
shit's
I'm live on
always
YouTube.
fucked up.
Hey, we're not. I said that this content wasn't child friendly. Okay, well, it did create equal spacing, and then I can do stuff like that and blah blah blah. It's just nice to be able to grab a group of objects and pound them into a line that you know is even.
Just
So
like
okay,
that.
just like that. There's the main screen. Risky content alert. Whoa, yeah, that's what we want to
It's a
get
little bit
at.
of an aside, but it's like, woohoo, look at this stuff. I don't know.
So maybe we're scanning at this point, and we could do like some sort of like
Some,
echo
yeah, I was
lines.
gonna say some cool like lines that make it look like it's working. That is actually a pretty important part of the design process or the UX is making sure that people know at all times like what the status of your thing is. So
Well,
if it's
is
like
it?
doing something, then let people know that it's doing something. And if is there anything that they need to do, or is it just on its own? Are you
It,
just
it
waiting?
it goes back to this like notorious problem with computers of is it loading?
Hmm.
Like, is this thing processing right now, or is it stuck, or is
Yeah.
it broken?
Is it?
And
Did I?
people, I mean, that's why there's loading icons. That's why we see spinners on everything, right? Because otherwise, you would just be staring at your browser, going like,
Yeah.
"Is it
I
broken?"
just did a thing. Did it work? Is it? Do I need to do anything else? What
And I
happened?
think that it can start simple and gets more complicated from there, like a button state. So a hover state to let you know that the buttons feel tactile. You're interacting with them by rolling over them, all the way up to something like a Shazam, where designers had to say this button is really cool, but it needs to emanate something to show people that it's working. And then you've got a much more complicated process or problem because you got to animate for this giant button. But
That's
I'll
true.
digress.
But you got to do it.
You got to friggin' do it. All right, I'm scanning. My friend has touched my phone, and now we're going to get a negative result. Blah, rectangle tool. What would you say is your favorite tool?
My favorite tool,
Yeah,
like
like,
of the shapes tools.
well, I don't know. Could be a shape. Could be, I don't know. It could be the pen tool. Maybe it's the type tool. Let us know in chat.
Let
Hit
us
us
know in
up
chat.
at
What's
the
your
hi there show at gmail.com. What's your favorite tool on an app? Get
in
at us.
Figma? I
Give
like
us your ideas.
I like auto layout in Figma. You know me.
Yep,
I like my auto layouts. I would have to say
I do.
that's pretty
Oh,
cool.
I know you.
I know you, and
Fucking.
I'm about to know you even better because we're getting this app, and I'm gonna know once and for all if you're actually vaccinated or not. You beast.
You filthy trash monster.
You other. Go over there. Go
Oh,
stand over
okay.
there with
So,
the others.
hold on.
I'm not
You've got some.
anti-vaccination, by the way.
You're not anti-vax? I thought this was an anti-vax show.
Oh shit! Wait, are we? Is that what we're doing?
Uh, could be.
let's make a stand against this app, and then I bet we'd probably more easily get picked up for
Whoa,
that
whoa, 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 whoa. That's it. That's it. That's it. So we
at the
release
end of
the
it.
app, then we get on the QAnon groups and we're like, can you fucking believe this
Yeah,
exists?
look at
That these
this
people are
in
going to strip our freedom?
yeah, this is unconstitutional. And yeah, these people are monsters.
Yeah.
That would get us some headlines, though, I think.
That would get us some headlines, totally. Sorry, this scan has failed. So that would be a result. But I mean, we have a 3-step process here. Like open the app, hold the scan button, let someone tap it. If they haven't downloaded the app, if they haven't created a profile and done the things that they need to do to engage it, then they don't get to come to the party. Like they're already out. You are
You're out.
sketchy.
You're we know. We know you're not vaccinated. Really.
So
And this app could potentially, though, if you connect your Facebook friends,
Mhm.
then that means you don't even need to tap with stuff to get these kind of risky behavior alerts. You know what I
Oh.
mean? So,
Well, I mean, there's huge privacy implications there, but it's a potential.
yeah, that's okay. I mean,
You have to agree to it, right? That's on you.
you've already agreed when you're on Facebook if the date is public.
Okay, okay. I'm just going to keep working on my flow here. I
Sign
want to
in.
introduce a feature into this app called Cut Out of My Life.
Okay.
And so if they were to scan a
Like a
fail,
big
I
cut.
think that just a big cut. I think that you should be able to tap a button and it like pulls them out of your phone. Like you've
Oh,
synced your contact, you
unfriend.
synced up with Facebook, unfriend, delete, refriend, redelete. Like you evaporate these people from your life at the touch of a button.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm going to go ahead and add that. We get the cut out of life button.
Cut from life. I'm just gonna make a note of that because it's really good.
It should be permanent. Like we do, again, we're going to be asking for like a lot of offs out of this app. Like you do have to sign in with Twitter. You do have to sign in with Google. You need your health card, a SIN number, I guess, if you're in Canada. What do they have outside of Canada that aren't SIN numbers? Your social insurance number?
That's the same thing, isn't it? Thin
But
social.
but that's America. Oh, it is the same thing.
But maybe that I think it's called might be called Social Security number in America. It might have a slightly different name.
Ah,
Social Security. Yeah, you don't get.
I like SIN number.
It's your SIN number.
M-
What's your
My
SIN number?
my SIN number is 69.
Nice. I have COVID.
Oh God, this was COVID. COVID.
COVID.
Covodca? Covodca? Cut out of life. Is there disregard perhaps? What's the other option? I scan you've come to my home and I scan your phone and you failed the vaccination test. What's to be done? I could cut you out of my life or I could forgive.
Maybe you could look. Yeah, if you want to be not you could forgive them, I suppose. Maybe you want to send them just a little helpful info packet where they can get vaccinated and why they should do it.
Oh,
You know,
okay. Okay. Okay.
let's, I know they've been spending the last year and a half on QAnon, but there's still hope. I haven't given up on you because you're a good friend.
Look, I'm in QAnon for like the novelty, bro. It's totally ironic.
Someone's got to keep up with all of that stuff.
Covered. I'd actually go above sorry. I think that you have some extra information here, like to let everyone know why they've been kicked out.
Oh yeah.
I should also probably be able to X out of this panel.
Bygones. Minor details.
Minor details. Usability. If you make an app good enough, they'll just use it. I'll put a friggin' back button. I mean, it's like a decade later, and it still blows my mind that Androids, or at least Androids used to, have a dedicated back button.
That was a thing.
That was a thing. People, there's a huge portion of the population that's just totally used to operating a mobile device like that. Blows my mind. Put that in a circle, and then you get yourself a back button there, buddy. Pull that fill. Add that stroke. Align them. Inside mix, I don't know, 3. Dang, these aren't nice wireframes, that's for sure.
I've seen less nice. I've made less nice, don't worry.
I over-design my wireframes because I'm an asshole.
You gotta stand out somehow. What is with this giant bullet? You see that? You see this shit?
You seen this shit? You hear about this shit lately?
Figma has some new features to remove annoyances, but clearly this isn't one of them.
Oh, that's a big bullet. Look, it's rendering as a
is
vector and everything. It's great.
Big.
So on the flip side of the sorry, I'm going to develop a version of this panel that is, they're accepted. You passed your COVID test.
You did it. One of us.
You did it. Welcome to it.
How does it feel to be on the right side of history? Post it to Facebook.
Accepted. Post it to Facebook should absolutely be a part of this. Share your results with friends.
No. Positive status. This is great.
Accepted. This user has, I don't know, passed?
Has verified. Has been vaccinated.
Has verified. That's what I was looking for.
This user has been vaccinated.
Exact. Okay, let's cut the ambiguity out.
In the bum.
Vaccinated. This user has been vaccinated. This user. So no additional information. This is where I think we get into share your results on Facebook.
Yeah, let's have some fun with this.
Let's have some fun. Novelty can be a part of this experience.
This is fun.
I mean, it isn't fun. It's not fun. Identifying which of your friends have been, lying to you and then calling them out publicly once they get to your dinner party, that's going to be tough.
It's fun
but we believe in you. That might even be part of the EULA or like some of the marketing that we get people into this app with is like, you can do it. You can cut these people out of your lives. Why Facebook? It's just the right one.
Of course.
Nobody on Twitter's vaccinated.
Twitter.
Gross. Twitter. I don't know. Scan again. Maybe I'm just trying to label a button that we don't need. That's it.
That's it.
Well, I do want to note, I guess, in here that this user has been added to your
Oh yeah.
verified good list.
Yeah, maybe now they don't need to do it. We don't need to scan anymore.
Yeah, no, you're in there.
You're
You're
in.
good. If you get a sorry, you go to verified bad, and we hate you forever.
Yeah, and we might give it's really up to the user's choice. Like this is an app, this is a tool that we're providing for people. They get to choose if what they do.
I think that's better and a little more descriptive.
Yeah, they're young and they're healthy. They eat well, and it's not gonna.
Oh yeah, I saw that on Joe Rogan. Is that you're probably good?
No. Should I get the
You're
vaccine?
probably good. I think that's what he was
No.
saying. No, man,
No.
you're probably good.
No.
You're probably good.
Like I'm young and should I get the polio vaccine? It's like no.
No, man.
I wonder do we have any recorded history back in the days when polio and those things?
There was
around?
full on campaigns during the Spanish flu that was like, if you don't wear your mask, we're going to arrest you. Like there's pictures of people wearing signs during the Spanish flu. Like some trench coat motherfuckers with their like homemade mask in like Depression era clothing with a sign on that says, if you don't wear your mask, you're going to get sick and die.
Okay. They're
Flash
probably
forward
like,
to
oh, I don't want to
2021.
die. I'm so glad we have this new thing called information that we just learned. And like we can know about stuff. Like
you
wow,
can know a thing. It gets less complicated.
I don't have to die?
Ah, neat.
Oh, that's wow. I can't see. I mean, you can't argue with that, right, folks?
Can you imagine way back then and they come to your town and they're like, we have a vaccine, and you're like, no fucking way, because you're just trying to put 5G in my head. And they're like, hold on, everyone's dying. You need to take this shot.
My neighbor's
it's
like,
19.
wait, you're getting 5G? Bring that over here. I'll take it. How much?
I would love to be 5G enabled. Then I'd have 5G. I'd have a 1 gigabyte per second down connection.
Everywhere I go, yeah, it'd be great.
I would be fast enough to handle volumetric video and like live streaming VR. Cut all of this.
Get it out of here.
I'm having
Shut
trouble
it
with this
down.
wireframe because I want to graphic design it, because I think the fun is going to come from like the skulls and sort of the red.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of opportunity to really make it compelling with stuff like that.
We'll say like
really engaging.
This would be a creative direction point, I think, on a file. But you would say something like, when users complete the sorry or accepted portion of the scan, that needs to feel like it needs to create a situation. Like if you're having a party, it needs to make everyone in the room uncomfortable. Everyone needs to be notified. It's a, fanfare. That's what I'm looking for.
A spectacle.
A spectacle. Oh, I can't wait to get my second vaccine.
Yeah, that'll be pretty nice. Pretty nice. Well, I mean, we got a pretty solid concept here, really.
we got a pretty solid concept. The user journey is great. The user journey is much more descriptive than wireframes are.
I mean, they go hand in hand. I think with these two, it's a new way of doing it too. It's kind of fun. We got some emojis. I'm trying to get some confetti in here. That's not a PNG. That's a trick.
There's
I feel cheated.
there's a lab somewhere in the world, and they take every transparent PNG they can find and put that gray background on it,
And
put
then
the
save it as a
checkerboard background on,
JPEG.
and just
Save
to trick you through
pictures.
image search. You think that you're getting that transparent background for free, but you're not.
I mean, if I'm buying a background, it's certainly not going to be from these cheaters.
Yeah. Make your own. Don't be a bad designer. Just make your own. Just spend 15 hours vectoring out some confetti.
Yay.
There's so much of this that isn't thought out, but that's okay because we're just doing a pitch, right? Like, you don't, even with a client, like you,
Well, we
you
want-
wouldn't just like design an entire project.
We want to
until
have a
they
great
agreed to
Q&A
pay for it.
session at the end, so yeah,
Yeah.
leave some room for questions. You know, we can come and revisit this if we want. We say that every time, and we don't, but we're allowed to.
Well, we're allowed to if we want to. I mean, I think at this point we're just flexing those toesies and kind of figuring out what we're doing here. I think it's skull icon. I love the end of our shows, which is us. The last 10 minutes is like silently touching up our work, so it's as done as possible when we're finished. It's like, all right, everyone, we're in the last 10 minutes of the show, so we're gonna ask, don't tweet, don't go and chat. We're just gonna sit here and work. Enjoy it, soak it up.
Yeah, just this is the time where you learn the most from us if you really are paying attention.
If you give any kind of shit about your job or
Yeah, if you care about design and saving the world from COVID, then why, if you fall into one of those two buckets, I feel like we're doing something right here.
this app could be made, hypothetically.
Yeah, it really could
Like
be.
sometimes we like mull around in the world of things that
True.
there's no way you could develop it. Like we ended up getting to a Google car with a turret on top because that was the only way to get microphones everywhere. This could work. I'm calling it VaxPath.
I like it. It's hip. It's hip and cool. Vax pass, because your Vax passes. Does your Vax pass?
Not if you have AstraZeneca, I hear.
Oh, the dirty, gross AstraZeneca vaccine?
Yeah, that filthy dollar store vaccine.
But
Get your-
I feel terrible, but I've had my 2 shots of vaccine.
I did have my AstraZeneca vaccine, and they're like, well, it's half canola oil. That's why it's so less ineffective.
Oh.
All right. I think we're gassing out.
I think we're looking pretty good. Let's have a zoom around here. I mean, we got pretty far with this.
No, I think the journey map gets us there.
We started off with the need to verify COVID vaccinations among friends. So it's sort of a vaccine passport thing, but it's between you and your friends.
Yeah, like on a
Normal.
vaccine passport on a micro level, like on an interpersonal level.
Exactly.
So we discover the app, we download an invite. Now that I've got the app, I need to create an account and add my vaccination proof. Sign in via Facebook, right?
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine if all the
Like
world's
data.
governments got together and they were like, you know what? Let's store everyone's vaccine information in Facebook.
Yikes.
Yikes.
Let's use
Finally,
Facebook as our database of record for everyone.
I think moving forward in this show, whenever we talk about social platforms, they're completely interchangeable and it's always Facebook.
Okay. Facebook is just social media.
The right one.
Yeah.
It's the right one. It's like social media Zion. Papa Judge, finally we open the app and can verify each other's vaccine status just between the two of us, baby. So you tap my phone, I'm scanning. It's going to tell me if you vaccinated yourself or not. If not, you get two options. You can cut them out of your life, which is a button that's just going to full on delete them out of your phone and your social profiles. Redeem. I like redeem.
Redeem.
So I'll change that button to redemption. I need to be redeemed in the eyes of COVID. Otherwise, you get a risky content alert.
You can be redeemed. You can be saved.
You can be saved from COVID. Not being a trash person. I like this app.
I like it.
I really
It's
like
got
it.
some really fun kind of like, you know, you don't want to, you know, I don't want to throw around the term surprise and delight everywhere, but
Mm-hmm.
there's definitely some surprising twists and turns in this.
I think anytime
experience.
you get dirt on your friends, that's going to be pretty fun. You had some contextual information in here that's letting users know like why they failed, which I think is pretty cool and fun.
Mm-hmm. You can take that. You can take action. It's not there's no dead ends, which is a great part of the experience. You know, you're always left with an option to do.
Exactly.
You can cut them. You can redeem.
And this is
content.
This idea is coming from a Reddit user Swam Girl. We should send this to her. Maybe even do like a weekend session to finish like mocking this up.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's just package it up, and I think we're like really ready. Like we're
really ready. We want to get client buy-in. Obviously, we would be conducting the pitch, which is fine. So I'd like to reach out to her or them rather. I'd like to reach out to them, get their opinion, and then we'll figure out what to do next week when we're back.
That sounds like a great next step, Nick. All right.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your support. We appreciate it. We could use a like, obviously, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Otherwise, please send us your app ideas. We need like thousands of them. And that's how we're going to become a famous startup. So check us out at thehithereshow@gmail.com. That is thehithereshow@gmail.com. You can also get us at twitter.com/ God, I keep forgetting. Hi there tweets.
You got it.
Hi there tweets. Reach out, slam it in the chat, like, subscribe. I don't know.
Yeah,
donate.
Slam
punch, break, bend. Do all that. But get at us.
All the buttons, all the socials.
We have a ton of fun doing this, and we want to involve you as much as possible. So that's it. That's Thursday, June 17th. Frick off.
That's it.
Bud.
Good night.
Good night.
Love you.